Okay guys, so Manny Pacquiao is going up against Rios. Not this weekend, it's next weekend I believe. The fight's happening in China, and I met with a friend the other week, and he said he noticed I had this channel, and he asked me, what do I think is going to happen with Pacquiao Rios fight. And I said, well, I am a fan of Brandon Rios in terms of the excitement he brings in the ring. I like watching the guy. I think it's very entertaining. I said I don't feel like this is much of a contest at all. I think it's rather one-sided, in fact. And I'm going to go with Manny Pacquiao by stoppage. And he, his first reaction was, "Oh well, but look at the last fight. He got knocked out really badly by Manny Marquez. And how is that going to affect his mind coming into this fight?" Which, to a certain extent, it's a reasonable question, but my answer to that really would be for Manny Pacquiao is I think he'll be frustrated by the fact that happened, and I actually think that it will drive him to come back and make a statement. I think that he will want to come back. If it happened to me, I'd be well mad. I would come back and I really want to prove a point, and that I'm back and I can knock people out too. I have power too. Take his frustrations out on his next opponent, in this case Brandon Rios. We'll get into the boxing soon, what's happening in the ring, but first of all I really want to just address some outside factors, because there are a couple in this fight. First of all, the fight's in China. I was thinking, first of all, this may be some sort of political move in favour of Manny Pacquiao, because he's not going to be hurt if he goes to China and puts on a good performance. And makes a few good public appearances. It's not going to hurt his reputation, particularly politically, because he is into his politics in the Philippines. So I thought instantly things are sort of siding with Manny Pacquiao, because let's face it, he's not going to fight in China because of Brandon Rios. It's not the way it goes. Then I did a bit of reading, and Bob Arum talks about the fact that this is going to be the biggest boxing event ever held in China, and really it's to promote boxing in China, which is a good thing. And they're saying that's the main reason for it. But that's just something that I picked up on, and just something that I thought, just my personal opinion. Then something happened recently which has been international news. I'm sure you will well know by now, and that was the fact that the typhoon hit the Philippines and caused mass destruction, rather devastating effects over there. A load of countries have sent aid there. There's been massive aid appeals here in the UK, and I can just vouch for what I've here in the UK. I've had a lot of aid appeals, television advertisements in the newspaper, just asking for help. And the fact that Manny Pacquiao is involved in politics in the Philippines, he has big responsibility. This is something that he's getting more heavily involved in, and he has responsibility to his people. And the first thing I was thinking when this happened, and I heard this news, was that will this fight go ahead? Will he actually decide to fight, or does he feel that his responsibility to his people in the Philippines it actually overrides him going off and fighting? Will him going off and fighting be seen as him neglecting and helping his fellow countrymen, and helping out with the relief there? And I know that his main constituency, if you like, I believe is General Santos, and that's right down the southern tip of the Philippines. I know that was far enough south not to be so affected by the typhoon as, for example, the main area that was affected, Tacloban, was really heavily affected. I know that his area wasn't particularly affected as badly as that, if at all, from reports that I've read. But he still has that responsibility. He's a major public figure in the Philippines. He's a national hero. He really is the most famous person there. I would likely think. So he's going to have that weighing heavily on his shoulders, and you can say, well, it's not going to affect him because he's been a boxer for so many years. He's well experienced in the ring. He doesn't let these things affect him. It's not going to be an issue. you have to remember, on the other side of it, politics is relatively new to him. He's not, he's not that experienced in it. It's something that he is building. It's a new career that's going to happen after boxing, and that's going to weigh heavily on his shoulders. They're new responsibilities. There's a different type of responsibility, and it's something to be taken into consideration when you're looking at this fight. Will it affect him? Personally, I don't think it will, from my point of view, but it is something to take into consideration. I think it's something that, when you really think about it, it has more effect than you first realise, or first would imagine. Let's get on to the boxing, what's happening in the ring. Like I said, I don't think this is actually remotely close, really, in boxing wise. First of all, let's not get too caught up with the last fight, with the Marquez and KO. Completely different fight, completely different opponent. In the last fight, the fourth fight I believe, this KO happened. Devastating knockout. Always concerned when a guy faces a KO, a knockout like that, gets stopped like that, how does he perform in his next fight? How did that happen? It happened in a way that just is very unlikely, highly unlikely to happen in this fight, with the different styles that Marquez has and Rios has. If you look at the third fight between Pacquiao and Marquez, I honestly believe it could have happened in that fight, because if you look at that fight, the way Pacquiao sometimes leaves himself in there when he's attacking, you just felt that Marquez could just land the perfect punch in counter at any time. And it's easy for me to say this in hindsight. At the time I probably didn't notice it, but it's just something I've seen looking back over the tapes, that there really was that risk all along. If you look at the styles, it's just the way I look at it is like it truly was those two fighting truly was a mixture, a blend of styles. The counter puncher against the attacker. If you're looking at problem solving in real life situations, sometimes you have people who like to tackle problems head on and they get stuck in straight away, and other people just sit back and they analyse the situation before they come to a solution, and then they implement their plans and their solution to the problem. Pacquiao was the first guy. He's going in there, he's solving the problem straight away. He wants to get his hands dirty. He's on the attack. He's after you. Marquez is the guy who sits back and he's solving the problem in his head before he implements it. And when you get this blend of styles, you're always going to, there's always this chance that one guy's going to come out with a big bang. So one guy's just going to get that plan perfectly right. Rios isn't that fighter. Rios is not a Marquez. Let's just start from the feet. Let's start at the bottom. It seems like a good place to start. Footwork. Manny Pacquiao is far more mobile than Brandon Rios. Okay. He has far better footwork, he's quicker, he can literally box rings around Rios if he wants to, he's just very mobile. Rios is far more stationary, he's far more plodding. I'm not saying he's particularly slow, but I'm saying he's, compared to Pacquiao, he's not going to be able to move as well as the guy, He's not always on his toes, he's more of a stepper. Pacquiao's just bouncing around all the time, This is like a major contrast here. So, instantly Pacquiao's got an advantage there, and footwork plays a big part in the ring, don't underestimate it. Then let's look at the punching styles. Manny Pacquiao, okay? He's a quick puncher, he's got power, he throws from different angles. He goes body and up top. Basically he works with angles. He's moving around, he's trying to punch from different angles, he's trying to catch you out, he's trying to, he's making it difficult for your defence, okay? He's got the power to hurt you with the shot at any time, and it doesn't really take an accumulation of punches for Manny Pacquiao to hurt you, okay? He's got power. Now Rios is known as particularly being quite big and strong and wearing guys down and bludgeoning them, okay? And he's probably, in my opinion, has a false reputation for having a lot of punching power. I don't think that's actually the case. You see, Brandon Rios is fighting for lightweight for a while, and he's very big. A lot of weight issues with a lot of these fighters. They fight way bigger than their opponents because they shouldn't be fighting at that weight, and that's something Brandon Rios is probably doing. Draining himself a lot of the time to get down to lightweight, and in the end, he comes in the ring. He's far bigger. He's stronger than his opponent. He can walk them down. But a lot of his punches are cumulative. He's not really a one-punch power artist, I don't think. And a lot of this doesn't come down to power. It comes down to technique. You watch Rios fight, he doesn't throw like Pacquiao. Pacquiao throws from the hip, he throws from the legs, puts power through the body, he's very mobile, extends the punches, gets his power that way. If he's not square, he's more of an angle, and this is where he gets his power. Look at Rios, he's very square on, he's got his guard up, throwing wide punches, a lot of wide punches. The straight punch you're going to get is probably going to be a jab, or possibly an overhand, straightish overhand right if you're lucky. But most of the time he's going to get in there halfway. By the time after 3 or 4 rounds, by that time him and his opponents are head to head, and they're throwing wide shots to the body. They're throwing wide shots up top. They're taking shots, and everyone thinks this is brilliant. These guys are got such good chins. They're so durable. But I've always maintained this opinion that you shortening your shots and you throwing wide shots, it's always going to lessen your punch power. It's always going to be more of an accumulation of punches that's going to stop your opponent, rather than that one brilliant shot. You look at someone like Nonito Donaire. He's got a terrific left hand, okay? Sometimes that's his failure, that's his weakness, in that he looks for it too much. But he tries to plan the perfect time for when he's going to land that power punch that's going to put you to sleep, okay? He's not looking to get close to you, he's not looking to throw wide punches and wear you down. He's just looking for that one to work you out, so you got that one time when you come in, your guard's down, and he's going to just pop you. And that's going to be it, okay? Rios is not that fighter, I don't think he really has punching power, because I think he's needs to get close to you, he needs to go to war with you, and he needs to come out on top, because he knows that if he has a war with you and you're throwing wide punches, look at him against Alvarado, you're throwing wide punches as well, he knows that he's got that, he loves a war, this guy's crazy, this guy goes back to the corner laughing after being in the war, he loves this stuff, and it's great to watch, but he knows he's likely to come out on top in that scenario, because he can last longer than you, and it's just his game. He's not going to meet that game in this fight. Pacquiao's not going to come with his guard up. He's not going to throw wide punches. Rios is going to come straight. He's not going to reduce the target for Pacquiao. Pacquiao's going to be able to aim at his whole body. Rios is not going to be side on, reducing the target for Pacquiao. Perfect for Pacquiao. This is going to be like punch bag status, where Pacquiao's a guy who works on angles, So this guy coming straight forward to him, showing him his whole body, front of his body, he's going to just be able to tee off whenever he wants. He's not going to have to look for him. He's not going to have to, try and work out different angles. He's going to have all the angles he needs. And he's going to be able to work the body up top. He's going to be quicker than Rios. Rios is not going to be able to keep up with him, not going to be able to keep up with his hand speed. He's not going to be able to defend himself against the barrage that is going to be Manny Pacquiao's onslaught. That's just my feeling with this fight. Rios is going to come forward straight. He's going to be not hard to find. He's going to be trying to walk down Manny Pacquiao, unless he's drastically changed his game in the space of one fight and one camp. This is what's going to happen. Basically, is what I'm telling you. And he's just not going to meet a guy who's going to be standing there trading with him. Pacquiao's going to be bouncing around. Pacquiao's going to be moving laterally. He's going to be opening Rios up with his lateral movement. He's going to be playing with Rios's mind. He's going to open him up, and he's going to tee off. He's going to land those devastating punches. And I think it's only a matter of time before Pacquiao stops Rios. I think no one's impervious to being hurt. Got Andre Ward on the weekend. He's going up against a very dangerous puncher in Edwin Rodriguez. Don't kid yourself into thinking Andre Ward is invincible, because he's not. We've got Cal Froch going up against George Groves. Okay. People are completely. I haven't posted my video on this yet, and I'm not going to give my opinion here, but I will say one thing, people are completely neglecting the fact that George Groves has exhibited some excellent punching power and punching technique, particularly, through his career, and particularly as of late. And people think that when Cal Froch gets in the ring, you can bring a demolition wrecking ball in and he won't get knocked out. Cal Froch is a human being, okay? Okay, he might have better punch resistance than the vast majority of the guys out there, but he's not impervious to pain. He's a human being. You get hit the right way. I don't care who you are. You're gonna get hurt or go to sleep, or both. You can't just go in there, take whatever you want. People think Cal Froch can just walk through every shot that's thrown at him. It's different types of shots. You know, if Groves lands the perfect punch, and he's got pretty quick hands, Groves. You know, you see what I'm trying to get at. So people don't neglect these type of things. You know, so you know, where Rios is durable, but he's never really been hit with the type of punches he's gonna get hit with against Pacquiao. He's never faced this type of guy. You know, he's had boxers like Richard Abril, who, in my and a lot of people's opinion, beat him by outboxing him. But Abril wasn't sort of like a heavy-handed puncher. He was just gonna run around the ring and try and jab him, keep him off him, and then, you know, look to just capitalise. But Pacquiao's another animal. Pacquiao's been, you know, he hurts people for a living, and you know, we saw what he did to the likes of Ricky Hatton. He's mentioned that fight in the run-up to this fight. I think he sees this opportunity. He said he's going to do the same to Rios, basically. And I think he sees what I'm seeing. He sees that this is the perfect matchup for him. This is just no contest. Logically speaking, boxing-wise, this is no contest. And like I said, you know, this is not really trying to badmouth Rios, because I like his fights. But in terms of boxing, stylistically, this is a nightmare for him. It really is. And I think that he's going to get stopped in this fight. You know, let's see. I'm hoping for an exciting fight. I'm hoping that to some extent he proves me wrong, and makes a real contest of this. But I don't see Rios having the attributes to handle and live with a guy like Pacquiao. I think it's just too much of an ask. So I think I've covered everything there, guys. You know, it's been for me quite a long video, but you know, I'm not concerned with that. I hope I've got everything out that I feel about this fight. You know. And just let me know what you think, really. Let me know what you think, because this guy, my friend I spoke to, seemed really confident in Rios. And I said to him, you know, someone said, "Oh, I'm going to put money on it." I said, "You're going to lose your money. Simple as that." In my opinion, I think you are really gambling, taking a big risk if you're putting any money on Rios for this fight. I just would not go near it. So thanks for watching, guys. And please do leave some comments below and let me know what you think about the fight. Most of all, enjoy the fights this weekend, and enjoy the Pacquiao fight next weekend. I'm going to be taking a look, seeing if there's any other fights that I can cover if I do get time. Pretty busy schedule, as you're probably aware, with the amount of videos I'm posting lately, which is not a lot. But you know, if I do get a chance, I'm going to try and look and see if there's any other fights that I can cover, because I'm sure there are a couple more happening over the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.